Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as that mom of 5. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So this video is quite fun. So someone dropped a comment in my section, in the comment section, saying that tell international students don't know that in Scotland that the English is quite different, that they will struggle to understand the Scottish language and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, let's talk about this. All right, okay, so for me, obviously I'm a Nigerian based in Scotland, precisely in Glasgow, and when I came into this country 16 years ago, I agree with you, understanding the Scottish accent was hard, like hard. Most times I can't make a clue out of what they've said to me. I remember, for an example, a week after I stepped into Scotland, I was given an appointment letter to go to my local GP to go register my kids so they could get their immunizations. And I got there and this lady was like, "What's your wee lass's name?" And I was like, obviously I understand name, but lassie. I was like, "Excuse me?" And then she looked at me and they were like, "Oh, what's your little girl's name?" And then I understand, and I was just like, "Oh, is that what I meant?" So Scottish accent is hard to understand, especially if you're new in Scotland. Even if you're new in the UK, if you've never lived in Scotland before, you will find it hard to understand the Scottish accent. And trust me, one thing about Scotland is that, obviously as a Nigerian, when I came in here, they struggle to understand my accent as well. They struggle even till now. If I find myself at work or somewhere else, they were like, "Oh, where's the accent from?" Obviously they knew I'm not originally from Scotland, so they will ask, "Where's the accent from?" And I'll gladly say to them, "Originally from Nigeria." And like, "Oh, I could tell." And there are some, they were like, "Oh," they will want to guess where your accent is because they all believe that we all have one accent, but our accent is different. And why I said that even Scottish people will struggle to understand any other African accent is because as Nigerians, we speak quite fast. For me, I'm sure if you look back at my videos, I talk quite fast. It's not as if I'm doing it on purpose, but that's just how I do it. Like, Africans, we genuinely talk quite fast. Same thing goes for the Scottish people. When they talk quite fast, very fast. So I'll share an example with you. There was a day just 3 weeks ago there at my placement, they were having a chat, and then at some point I was communicating with them because I was understanding what they were saying. And at some point, I was no longer engaging with them. And what was the reason for that? Because they lost me. They lost me. Like, I had no clue what they were talking about again. And then they were like, "Wemi, are you alright?" I'm like, "Well, I'm fine, but you guys just lost me. I don't have a clue what you guys are talking about." And then they smiled and then they slowed down. One thing is this, that Scottish people still speak English. There's something they call Gaelic. Gaelic, they rarely speak Gaelic at all. Yeah, there might be Gaelic music, but most especially in Glasgow, I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak in Gaelic. It's always been in Scottish. And in Scottish, where they speak as well, they still speak the normal English. The difference is that when Scottish people talk, they talk quite fast. When they talk, they tend to prolong their words when they're talking. And see, if you hear normal, like if you hear proper Scottish people talking, you just excuse yourself with back movement, like let me just move back. So just as they struggle to understand us as Africans, it's the same way we as Africans, we struggle to understand the Scottish accent. But one thing that Scottish people are quite good is that if they're conversing, there's no harm in asking, "Sorry, I didn't quite catch that." They'll repeat themselves, and by the time you say, "I didn't quite catch that" 20 times, they will slow down to the level that you would understand. In this video, if I say I should start telling you what each and every word in Scottish words meant, we will be here from morning till night. Like the we is just little. I'm sure you guys have heard me mention that a few times. We means little. Lassie means young girl. Luca means beautiful, pretty. All of these words, they don't necessarily use them all the time, but you will hear them. And that's why I will say to you, like, if you're an international student, if you're new in Scotland, Don't let that bother you at all. All I'm going to say is, if you're in the midst of Scottish people and they are talking and they lose you along the way, just tell them to pause. You've lost me. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. If you say that by 2 or 3 times, they will conform and they will talk at a speed at which you will understand. Scottish accent is quite fun, beautiful, awesome when you hear people talk about it. But the only downside is that if you are a foreigner, if you don't understand it, you will have lost half of the conversation before you actually pick what you're talking about. But all I will say is that no, Scottish people are great. People make Glasgow. If you find yourself in the midst of Scottish people and you don't understand what they're talking about, or you don't understand what they're saying, just say, I'm sorry, I don't have a clue what you're just talking about there. They will gladly gladly explain and catch up with you and let you know what they've been talking about. You know what, Scottish English is not actually quite bad. To be honest, I don't think I've ever been in a situation whereby I've had to say, excuse me, you lost me there more than once. I've only said it once, and then whatever it is they say to me, I could easily follow. So Scottish language is really not bad at all. It's just the way we Nigerians, we talk quite fast when we talk. That's the way Scottish people talk as well. And also in Nigeria, the way we use all this ijase, like oh shit, you know, Scottish people too have something like that, or on your own. All this languages that we use when we talk, Scottish people too do that. So that's why most of when you talk, you're like, you don't understand all this how would I call it now, like, you know, all this ijase, I don't know what to use. I don't know what word to use to quantify that. Like, you know, when you want to say, for example, you're on your own, oh, or I'm out of here, or count me out. You know, there's a way we say it in a way that anybody who's out on the street will understand. That's the same way Scottish people too use the word lassie, we, canny, you know, all those kind of stuff. So Scottish language is not quite bad at all. I bet you will understand when a Scots person is talking to you. And like I said earlier on, if you think you don't understand what you're talking about, there's no harm in asking them, I'm sorry, I don't quite understand what you said earlier on, do you mind repeating what you said? And they'll repeat it, and you know, you'll be welcomed. And I'm sure that by the time you start telling them, I'm sorry, I don't understand, by the time you say it a few times, they will understand, and then they will confirm. You start speaking slowly for you to understand as well. So don't shy away from coming to Scotland. We Glasgow people love everybody from everywhere. You are welcome at any time. So this video is just a reassurance to say, come to Scotland, you will understand Scottish accent. I only give you maybe a year or 2, and then before you know it, your accent go change. You go start to talk like Scottish woman, go to talk like Scottish man. You know it. you know what I'm talking about. So it's not all that bad at all. So this is just a video to reassure you that regardless of wherever you're coming from all over the world, if you're coming into Scotland, you won't have any problem understanding Scottish accent at all. And I hope this video has assured you that you'll be fine. And don't forget to like, comment, drop a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to share your Scottish I don't understand moments in the comment section as well. And I hope to catch up with you in my next video. Okay, bye.